Welcome to Liverpool Tester Gathering! Yeah. Okay, so welcome to Launch 22. It's September 29th. The dark nights are coming in. There's hundreds of things you could have been doing tonight, but where is your skimpy little asses tonight? It's here at Liverpool Tester Gathering, a free event for anybody who's interested in mixing with like-minded people, anybody who wants to take advantage of our generosity and have free pizza and beer and not really get involved. That's cool as well. We don't really care why you're here, but you're here. So you might as well enjoy yourselves, get involved. It's quite interactive. We've got PlayStation doing a demo. Where's the PlayStation, guys? Yeah, that was... yeah. Okay, that's cool. We've got Seapine Software as sponsors and doing a talk. Yeah. Right, so how does that work? Seapine gets a bigger, louder clap than... Yeah, that's fair enough. So just to introduce you to the team, we've got Chris at the back stuffing his face full of pizza. We've got Phil to the side. Yeah, that's all right, don't worry. We've got Phil to the side who does all our videos. We've got Duncan downstairs that when you came in, you would have met Duncan. And poor Amy is ill in bed, but I'm sure she's watching on Facebook. So, let's start. We have a special guest tonight. This special guest has come just to our Tester Gathering all the way from Canada. She saw us on Facebook. She was that impressed. She got on a plane. She came over and she sat right here. Let's have a round of applause for Chile. Yeah. You did come just for the gathering, didn't you? Yeah, okay, let's move on. Okay, so if you are watching on Twitter or Facebook, can you get involved and tell us? This is really odd when you're speaking to a pair of phones. Can you get involved and tell us where you're watching from? Because last time we had people from India, Tokyo, San Diego, Amsterdam, and Birmingham all watching. So it's very, and that was my mum. So it's really, really multicultural and continental and all that shit. Okay, so yes, we're streaming live. Come on, clicker. Woo! Okay, so it's that part of the night. Who's in the room? So this is our 5th event. You know what's coming now, don't you? So this is our 5th event. So let's start with those that have been 5 times, because they're hardcore. Hands up won't suffice. Stand up. Okay. A round of applause for the hardcore. Well, you can sit down now. That's cool. Okay, so we've got a lot of new people in the room tonight. So what we do now is we go around the room. So hands up, who's here for the first time? Now you can put your hand on your sponsor. Right, so keep your hands up. Okay, so the microphone goes round the room and all we ask, don't look scared, it's all right. All we ask, but you are on YouTube, by the way. We do record for YouTube. What we ask is just that you say your name, what company you're from. Okay, so it's just a shout out. So let's start. And all you do is you say your name and you pass it around to everybody else who's got their hands up for the first time.
Do I say my name too?
Yeah.
Okay, so hi, I'm Alexandra. I come from the British Oceanographic Data Center, and I'm a senior data scientist.
Data scientist, stop right there. Shit. You're really hard to find. You walk around with £10 notes in your hats and all sorts now, don't you? Data scientist. Let's keep going. We've got another data scientist in the room for it.
So hi, I'm Katie, and I also work for the British Oceanographic Data Centre as a data scientist.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, I'm Kay. I also work for the British Oceanographic Data Centre, but sadly, I'm the programme manager, not a data scientist.
That's fine, that's all right. Gordon, do you want to do Gordon? Because Gordon, although he's the sponsor, okay. Let's give him a bit of airtime.
Well, I'm Gordon Alexander from Seapine Software, and I bought all the pizza and beer.
It's Gordon! Right, let's keep going.
My name's Michael Duncan. I work for Shop Direct. I'm an IT quality assurance consultant.
Excellent, let's keep going.
My name's Louis. I work for a small app company in Chester, developing Android apps.
And you're very welcome. Anybody else on this row? Okay, let's pass it back. Can you say it really loud so the people on social media can hear you?
Sure. My name is Mahmoud, and I'm a master's student.
Excellent, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
My name's Stephen. I'm a software tester. I work for a company called Rock up in Chorley.
We like rock. You people from rock? Hey! It used to be called Rock IT, but you dropped the IT.
We don't talk about that.
It's just rock.
Yeah.
Don't mention the IT bit.
No.
Is that because you're branching out of IT?
I have no idea.
Is there anybody else on this side that hasn't been before? Have you? No. Yeah. See, you tried to get out.
I did. Yeah, well, my name's Adam. I'm currently out of work at the moment, so I'm looking for some testing jobs and that, so I heard about this and thought I'd come in and have a look.
And it's just gone to 400 people.
Well, you know, why not?
You're going to get offers from Japan and all sorts.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to go that far, but...
No, you're very, very welcome, Adam. Okay, anybody else on this crew here? I think I spot some new faces. In the middle? Yeah. And then
Yeah, my name's Jamie. I work for Allegis. My name's Jamie, and I work for Allegis, which is a consultancy.
and you're very welcome.
My name's Dawn. I work for a company called Magtier. I do analysis, design, and a bit of testing. So.
My name's Lindsay, and I work for Candor.
And what do Candor do?
Damn it. Recruitment.
It's all right, stay calm.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not here to try and poach everyone. It's fine.
No, and this is what the Liverpool Tester Gathering is about. We don't care what your job is. We don't care what company you come from. The fact that you've driven hundreds of miles to be here or flown thousands of miles to be here, it's great that you're just here. So where's it going
I don't know where
next? You're certainly not going to those two. Coming over this side, anybody?
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm from Shop Direct. I'm a developer.
Cool, that's super cool.
Hi, I'm Sunita. I'm working as a test analyst in Shop Direct. I'm from IBM.
Oh, hang on. We've got some competition, haven't we? How far have you flown to be here?
I'm from Bangalore.
Some competition? Can I know which one's nearer, which one's further? Anyway, let's keep it going. Competitive, no one's further. Listen, I'm not having this shit. You've just built me up. You've got a picture of me on the slide, and now you're telling me that I'm not even the furthest. Okay, let's keep it going.
I'm Tulay McNally. I work for BioWare. I head up QA, release management, and quality engineering.
Just in case.
Is this on, is it?
Just speak.
Hi everyone. I'm a developer, so I don't understand these things. I don't do testing. Hi everyone, I'm Vinny Hassel and I work for QVC UK. I'm an applications developer.
And you're very welcome. It needs to go back.
Needs to go to me. Johnny Fletcher, work for Rock, test automation architect.
Awesome. Anybody else on this side? All two at the back? God, it's all on this end.
I'm Mike Davis. I work for PlayStation and I look after tools and test engineering, and Lee used to be my boss.
I'm in, I work up in Blackburn for a firm called Promethean, and I'm a test engineer. Yeah.
Right, okay, let's keep going. Okay, so what's the agenda tonight? God, I haven't even got going yet, have I? Okay. And I've only had one beer. It's not like I've had a skinful. So we're going to have beers. We can mingle. You've done that bit, by the way, so let's go past that. The intro is what I'm doing now. We're going to have a sponsor's intro, but I think you want to do that when you do your talk. He's so cool, isn't he? Yeah. I provided the beer and pizzas. I'll just talk when I want. Okay. We've got Gaz doing the PlayStation stuff, which is ultra cool. We're going to have a break where you can have a pee, drink beer, see the roof terrace if you've not seen it before. So if you've not been before, pop up and have a look. Don't throw yourselves off. We've got Gordon then doing a talk, doing the sponsor talk, and you've got an agile talk or interactive thing.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about agile and conflicts, possibly with rigorous testing.
Oh, okay. And Gordon's so cool, he needs no slides. Shit.
Or at the time, one of the two.
Okay, so then we've got something called the flashers, and that's a chance for you guys to come up here and you get something from, I don't know, 1.5 to 4 minutes to talk about anything you want to talk about. It can be a book that you've read, it could be a test conference you've gone to, it could be how to become a data scientist, it could be anything you want at all. And I think Duncan wants to come up and do, I don't know, maybe he's turning into Rolf Harris or something. Well, I hope he's not, but he's going to draw something. I don't know what he's going to bloody draw. But if you want to get up and beat Duncan to the chart, please feel free. And what else is then? We've got a huge announcement at the end of the night. Excuse me, I'm talking. You know, what's noise at the back? Got a huge announcement at the end of the night, and then we go in the pub, which is pretty cool, isn't it? So far so good. Yeah, hitting the spot. Love that. Okay, so we got a competition, and we got a competition winner tonight. Where's Duncan gone? Cool, Duncan. So, do you want to come forward and do this? Because you're the man that did all this, man. Well, you didn't do the designs, but we had. This is a little sample of the designs we had, and I think it was brilliant that people put a load of effort into this, their own time. We asked for some help to draw a new logo. What actually happened was we started underneath the umbrella of Northwest Tester Gathering, so we robbed their logo and just put Liverpool at the bottom. But now we've completely broken away. We wanted our own identity, our own logo. So we've had a number of entries. These were the best 4, I think. Do you want to take over there, Dunk?
Yeah, do we want to announce the winner right now, or do you want to be kept in suspense?
No.
Now? Yeah. Okay, yeah, so as Lee said, we had some really good entries. These are the strongest, but the unanimous agreement was that the winner is this shining example in the middle. So, yeah. So this is Vinny's. Want to thank you. So we'll be come and chat to us afterwards, and we'll talk about the prize and what we could do with this and stuff afterwards. So thanks so much, and thanks again to everyone for putting the effort in. We love it. Thank you.
Your prize is actually half an hour with Gordon afterwards. All right. Do you want half an hour with Gordon and half an hour with a data scientist? You choose. Okay. Which one? What? You want both? Jesus Christ! How'd you put up with him? Right, okay, so that's the competition winners. So what's happened? Sponsors, you're going to speak later, we can whiz past that. Okay, so we have one of our talkers coming up. It's Gaz, and anybody that knows Gaz will know he's a number of things. Is he human? I'll let you decide. Is he Batman? I'll let you decide. Or is he something else? So when I searched on Gaz Tynan in Google, this is what came up. Seriously, I'm not even lying. It's uncanny, isn't it? Seriously, you go into Gaz Tynan and go on images. People get your phones out and prove I'm right here. That's Gaz, but no. This is the real Gaz. Or is it? Or is this the real Gaz? Yeah. Hands up, who votes number 1? Who votes number 2? Keep your hands down. Who votes number 3? Yes. You've never been seen in the same room as him.
That's very true.
The stats speak volumes. The data speaks volumes. See what I did there? Okay, so I'm gonna, you know what, I need a drink. So, can we flip the slides to the PlayStation slides, please? Because it's the big moments. It's what's brought these two to the room. It's PlayStation. Gaz!
Thanks very much. Figure out how to stick the microphone on. I don't want to turn anything off when I put the microphone on me. All right, is it left and right? Right, obviously. Okay, yeah, anyway. Thanks very much. Obviously, I'm Gareth, or Gaz, everybody knows me as. I work for PlayStation. I'm a test manager within test services for Worldwide Studios QA. I'm here to talk today about a little bit of what we're doing with data to influence strategy at PlayStation. But first, you may know PlayStation as games. So if you're not a gamer, then I hope this is still interesting. But if you don't, Worldwide Studios develops some of the following titles: We don't do FIFA, we don't do GTA, which every taxi driver asks me when he picks me up from Sony. These are some of our franchises that we work on. And down in the bottom right, we're also doing some VR at the moment as well, which presents its own testing challenges, which is definitely a story for another time. But yeah, it's out on October 13th, my own little plug there. But yeah, these are all developed by Worldwide Studios, and Worldwide Studios QA supports these studios and these developers to get their games to market. So Worldwide Studios QA, we're based in Liverpool, but we also have offices in Tokyo, San Diego, and our headquarters are in San Mateo. We're very much a global team, we very much work together, we test globally 24 hours a day. And I'd like to take you through a short infographic slide just to show you a year in the life of Worldwide Studios QA. So last year we tested, submitted, released 34 full titles, full games, full products. But we also released nearly 4,000 products, which is like patches, soundtracks, downloadable content, various bits and pieces. We did around 600,000 test hours total, which is a lot globally. We supported 65 different development studios, each with their own unique challenges, requirements, the ways of working, different methodologies. It's quite complex. And we released on 7 different platforms, PlayStations, Vitas. Recently we've branched out into some Android, iOS, Kindle Fire, and just recently we've released on Steam. And next year with the new PS4 Pro and VR, this will probably be about 9 different platforms. So that's another challenge that we face. For localization, we test over 28 different languages across localization testing. And last year we had a peak head count of around 500 people, and that's a mixture of permanent and short-term contractors as well. Within PlayStation, within Worldwide Studios QA, we have around 35 unique job roles, so testers, managers, release engineers, tools and test engineering team. There's quite a varied role, roles within QA itself. So the subject we're talking about today is data at PlayStation, and I'd like to start with a story about Lee Rathbone. Which he didn't read my notes, so he has no idea what story this is, so he's a little bit worried about it. But one day, Lee used to work at PlayStation, right, and he used to be my boss, and he turned around to me one day and he says, "Gaz, tomorrow I'm going to Japan, and I need a presentation doing for me to take with you to Japan, but it can't have any words, no words, and he asked me to deliver this presentation to him within one day on a quite complicated restructure so that Lee could deliver it in Japan. And I delivered, we all delivered, but it's an interesting question, and it got me thinking about this presentation, how to bridge that gap between what we're talking about here and what we're doing in data. But I mean, are words the right way to present something about risk, about a bug, or any other issue that you're trying to get across to your developers, your studios, for whoever. In the games industry, for testers, sometimes it's as easy as showing an image. You don't need a lot of extra information to tell you what's wrong with that image. You don't even need to know games to know what's wrong with that. For anybody that can't tell, his face is missing. But that brings us on to the subject of words and what about risk, and what about test strategy and test coverage? Well, this is Liverpool, launch 22 there. And Liverpool is around 112 kilometres squared, according to Google. And games these days can be bigger than that. Now you imagine a testing challenge of putting a user smack bang in the middle of launch 22 and telling them to going and testing the whole of Liverpool. The graphics, the collision, everything. It's a huge, massive challenge. There's infinite permutations, and it's crazy. How do we convey risk and test coverage? The job in that we could put lots of testers on the title for them to get attack it with multiple different directions and various other things. But at PlayStation, we want to test smarter. We're collecting a lot of data all the time, and we're trying to bring that data into one place. And I've used Google Maps to illustrate a tool that we've created. We've custom built it using the Google Maps API that kind of collates all of this test data into one place. I've used Google because it functions very similarly. You can pan, you can scroll, you can zoom, and I would love to show you a real world example, but unfortunately experience tells me that these live events don't really work that well, so I'm going to illustrate with screenshots. So this is the data that's actually being pulled through into our map. Footprints from manual testers and AI-driven automated testers, so where they've been, what they've done. Crashes and alerts, frame rates, all bug data from day one, and any relevant game information as well. And my thing stopped working. Stopped working. It's not going to the next one.
No, that was the plan.
That was the plan. This is what you're doing. Sabotage. We had a crash.
You've got loads of animations on there.
So sorry, it just didn't work. All right, okay, no worries. So this is what our map looks like. The real world example has been replaced with a mock-up. And this basically is our game world, much like Liverpool is our city. This is our game world, and it shows things like where the quests are, how you get to the next quest, where to pick up items, and various other details like that. Is it still working? Yep. So up here we're able to hide and filter any of these instances. If a tester or a user or a developer isn't particularly interested in seeing what data or any information about the game world, he just wants to look at some bugs, for example, he can hide that and he can filter that out. If you want to drag some bugs into this, we can use this side filter here, so we can bring in all different types of bugs from Jira, which we're currently using, such as the status, the frequency, what build it was on, the class, priority, any number of issues can be brought into this game world and map. And it kind of looks like this when it's all in. And this is being brought in from the defect tracking database. So all of these little dots here represent a bug. And you can see here we're looking at the A-class bugs, which are 100% in frequency. So we're looking at some really serious bugs. When you click on a bug, it gives you a whole bunch of information about that bug, the summary, the frequency, who submitted it. It pulls through images that are attached to the bug database and any videos, and also any console output like TTY data that the developers can just click on. The testers are using this map at the moment to help them with confirmation testing, so they're running around, find a bug, they click on it, they can see it's already there. They want to make a change, they can just go straight into the database from this tool. It's all very interconnected. So I'd like to draw your attention to this cluster of A-class bugs down here. Without much context, we've been asking ourselves questions about what does this mean for the state of our game? Does this mean that particular bit of the game is more broken than other bits? Does it mean we've tested it more? What does that mean? What about this little bit down here? What does that mean for our game? Have we not tested that bit? Have we tested it and there are bugs there? Or is it just a better state overall? Which brings me nicely onto my next example. So this is to represent history of a user, of a tester in the game world. So this is the route that I took tonight. Really badly animated Uber ride. But you can see my journey from where I started to where I ended up. And if I was a tester in the game world and I travelled from that point to this point and put in a bug, I could see the steps that tester took to get to this place. And that's illustrated here. So all of these little men icons, I guess, all represent players that are in the world at the moment, or testers or developers or whoever's actually engaging with the software. And all these multicoloured lines are their history or their story or their path and where they've been. So this one, for example, has gone kind of all the way around there and stopped there. I mean, this gets really interesting when you start overlaying this history of a user with where the bugs have been, and we can see around where the issue cluster was. There's been a lot of user activity, but not much around where the gaps were. So we might send some testers down into that area. The long straight lines are where a tester has been doing some test activity and has had to move around the map quickly, so has used the debug to maybe jump from one end of the map to the other. And that may present a problem when we're trying to find out how much testing we've done, because it muddies the waters of where we've actually been, because we've skipped over that point in the game world. We won't necessarily see where we've been. So we can use this filter here to filter out any issues that are causing our data to be not be valid. So we can get rid of all those testers that are using the debug features to zip around the map and just focus on the actual relevant data. Next slide is I want to talk a little bit about automation. So we're using a lot of automation to feed information into our map, into our data visualization, and our tool is AI driven. So it's not a simple step automation process. So it doesn't go A, B, C, D. It goes, you put it in the map and it will run around. It will fight bad guys. It will collect items. It can go over mountains and under bridges and avoid obstacles and things like that. So yeah, traverses the game world, runs 24 hours a day globally. We've got multiple dev kits that help support this across the world. And it provides a lot of telemetry back to our servers that we're using to help influence our test strategy. So this represents all the bots that are currently in the world at the moment. So these little icons represent an automated AI-driven tester that's currently wandering around the world and feeding us data back. So, for example, you can see that this little blue guy here has been all the way around there, and purple guy has been down there. And these are running 24 hours a day, and they've been running for around 28,000 hours, or 15 man years, which has created around 30,000 alerts. And these alerts, represented by the warning triangles, is some of the value that we're getting out of this. Maybe the automated tester has got stuck in the map and it can't move, or it's fallen through the game world, or the title's crashed, or something like that. It will report back on this map, and we can see exactly where the problem has occurred, and we can either send a manual tester to investigate the issue some more, or if a tester knows information about that particular section of the world, so we know that there's a massive hole in the map there, and we know that the automated bots are going to fall through it, we can just dismiss those alerts straight away. Obviously, we can't spend a lot of time going after every single alert, but it does provide an indication where some of the problems might be. For example, these guys over here, they're running around the map and no alerts are being raised, but there's a lot of issues around this area, so we may focus our testing in that area. If you click on an alert, it brings up a whole bunch of data. It brings up what kind of error has occurred, on what build, on what run. It's all very useful data. So the next slide is the telemetry that the bots are also reporting. So this is represented as frame rate. So the green squares here represent our target frame rate. Say we're aiming for 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. These bots are reporting back on whether the game is hitting that frame rate. Obviously, the orange and the red areas where it's not quite hitting those sections, so we may want to focus our testing around those areas more, or actually we may want to focus our testing away from those areas if it's not as complete. So if we come back to our little issue cluster around here, we can see that there's a lot of A bugs around this area and a lot of frame rate problems as well. So we'll use that information to kind of influence our test strategy and our focus, to maybe say, why are we continuing to test here if there's frame rate problems, or should we continue to bug these because there's frame rate problems, or should we wait till it's green? You know, it does paint a picture of why certain issues are happening in certain areas. What about here or here though? It seems like there could be some minor frame rate issues there with a few bugs reported. Maybe that's a better time for us to start attacking it if we're looking for crashes or other kind of bugs there. And it also helps us to spot test gaps. Maybe we're not looking enough in a certain area. So like for this example down here, this section is right next to the red frame rate problems, but no bugs have been reported in that area enough. But there's also a lot of gaps in the data where the automated tester hasn't been. So we may send the automated testers in there to get some extra data on the frame rate or any other telemetry or world problems before we send manual testers in. And it's all about being smarter with how we're testing, because we can't test everything in this game world. It's just not feasibly possible. We're very fortunate. We've got a data visualization engineer, a dedicated guy. His sole job is to take data and make it look pretty and make it look usable and make sense of it. We also have very lucky to have SDETs, software development engineers and test analysts, headed up by Mike over there. And we're also very fortunate to have a game analytics team down in London. So this analytics team is what's feeding our data set for the coordinates and the paths and various other pieces of information. They're recording around 3 million data points every single day, which is going up into this map. So the operation has actually become quite large. But we don't need a large engineering team or a lot of talented programmers to make use of data in your everyday testing life. One of the things that we're also looking at the moment is fixed rates percentages. So if we have a bug and we send that off to the developer, and the developer says, yes, this is fixed, and sends it back to us, and we confirmation test it, you know, we're doing data on the percentage of times that it's fixed first time. So to give you a real world example of how that works, we have a lot of localization, and localization testers are able to fix issues in a text file, which then gets placed into the game and it goes into the game world. And we did some analysis, and we found that nearly 99% of all localization bugs which were fixed by our guys were fixed. And when you have a background of data like that, you can build a really effective confirmation testing strategy. And we had a brave producer that agreed to let us not do confirmation testing on this one title, and we fixed over 60,000 issues without ever performing confirmation testing on that as well. So it's very much about using that data to have a picture for our studios and our developers about what's right for them. Another way of doing it is looking at the test pass percentage, looking at your pass rates and fail rates of your tests, of your test cases. If you have a test that you're running and it's always passing, never fails, should we be looking to automate that? Is there something wrong with our test design? Is there something we should be doing differently, or should we even be running it in the first place? You know, it's that becomes part of your test strategy. But for us, ultimately, because we work with so many different developers and so many different studios all the time, it varies so much from one studio to the next. So what we're doing at PlayStation is just having a very intricate conversation with them about risk and cost, and it's not working. There we go, risk and cost, about what's important to them, because one title might have a really small testing budget, and those guys want the most testing they can get for their budget. So we may not do confirmation testing, and we may not run some low risk test cases. We may focus on the higher risk areas. And then we may have another studio like EllieTdog who are focused on quality and getting the best experience out there. So they want to make sure that every bug's fixed and every test has been run, and we can ensure that everything's the best it can be, basically. We've been recognised by the European Software Testing Awards for our work in data visualization and with our interactive map. We're a finalist. We find out in November whether we win that award or not. I think there's about 4 people in our category. It's best overall project in gaming. So it's a round of applause to PlayStation there. And that's basically it, really. I just wanted to share a short talk on what we're doing at PlayStation. I want to do my final plug of the night is for our website, PlayStation Jobs, where we do all of our recruitment. We've currently got a vacancy for a release engineer, somebody that helps get our products through to certification. So thank you very much.